Herb moved with his family to Framingham in 1967 and taught at Newton High School and Lexington Vocational Technical School. After getting another master's in math from Northeastern University, Herb changed careers and worked as a computer programmer on the Apollo Moon project. Then Herb decided to return to teaching until 1985. At that point, he started his own home remodeling company and operated it for 28 years, doing home additions and remodeling of bathrooms, kitchens, and a variety of other home improvement projects. Herb started Hoops and Homework as an after-school and summer charity in 2012. Please give a warm Brotherhood welcome to Herb Chasan.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, I'm thrilled to be here, very happy to be here. I hope this whole thing is enjoyable, informative, and interesting. So that's what my goal is. Before I start, I'd like to recognize some good friends of Hoops and Homework over the years. It's quite a list here. First of all, Phil Ottaviani, back there with me from the start. Unbelievable help and assistance, and he's still with the organization. Ricky Finley, my good friend, back there, responsible for a lot of stuff that we've done. And Mike Grilly, good friend of lots of good friends of the program. Mike is very active. All right, now up front here we have Kevin Lopez, our new executive director. Stand up, Kevin, stand up. Mort Schumann, good friend. Nelson Zine, Erwin Plummer, Adam Steiner, Caroline Levy, and last but not least, Bob Connolly is a marathon runner for us. We have 8 runners this year, and they're going to be asking you for your support. They have to raise $5,000 to run for Hoops and Homework. The money goes to our organization. All right, so anyway, let's get started here. So this is a little slide of our friends downtown. All right. So what is Hoops and Homework and why was it formed? It's all up there. So we're going to try to give you a lot of stories and anecdotes and interesting things. You can see the kids, the cute kids there. So this is a slide that tells you a little bit about it. The big deal is our claim to fame. The reason that we're doing what we're doing is the low-income neighborhoods, the lowest in Framingham. And we're trying to help these kids and families. I've been there, I've walked the walk. It's very gripping. It's just tough. It's very tough for a lot of the folks down there. Parents don't have to pay anything. They do have to try to get a state voucher, which is not easy. And we do provide meals. We're open all the time. It's all up there on the slide. All right, so this is some things that we're very proud of. We built a brand new basketball court years ago, and you recognize the woman?
Yeah, Maura Healy.
Maura Healy, our governor, came down. She was thrilled, and you're going to get to hear Maura at that ribbon cutting. Just fantastic. So that's a big deal for us. Unfortunately, and there's Karen Spilka in the picture. Chris Walsh unfortunately passed away. A lot of you probably know about Chris. So this is what we do, helping the kids, individualized attention. They need the attention. They need an advocate. These kids, some of them are just sad situations. So they need someone that really cares about them. And this is what we do. Reading is a big deal. Getting ready for reading. There's a new playground we built on the right side. Is field trips. We took kids love to go on field trips. I just found out we took them to the Nutcracker. Kevin just told me about that. This is our new learning center. we did three big things down there. We built a basketball court. We built a new playground thanks to Ricky Finley and others. And this is our new center, and Ricky was very involved with that too. There's a good friend. You know this guy. Charlie was here last month. All right, now we're going to show you a little video of what's going on downtown. In the background, we have all kids enjoying the new playground that we built here a couple of years ago, and the basketball court, and the brand new center here. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming.
Today's a great day for Hoops and Homework. 10 years. Everybody in this room deserves a huge round of applause. We pounded on doors, raised a lot of money. Everybody chipped in, and we got a beautiful center here. So.
And when we first raised that money at town meeting, who would have thought 10 years later we'd be here celebrating this fabulous organization? And it's all a community event. Everybody in the community has participated through the years.
But no, really, thank you everyone for 10 years and another 10, 20, 30.
And I grew up about a mile from this community, and I understand what it's like. And it is incredibly difficult to thrive. There is so much more challenge when your parents are working hard day and night.
I grew up not in Framingham, but I spent every summer in Framingham, every weekend in Framingham. So I know the South Side. I'm fearlessly dedicated to the youth of the South Side, and I want to see this program grow. Another thing that we're doing that's new and hadn't been done in the past 10 years is Hoops After Dark. So we're now providing programming to kids that are from 14 to 17.
But I tell you, I fell in love with this program and the kids. It's the first time I walked through the door. It was amazing. These kids are unbelievable. Healthy food, help with homework, healthy living, exercise. A lot of these things that we kind of focus on throughout the year, and hopefully we'll be able to continue.
That it seemed to come together, the diversity, come together to love on our kids and to create a program that is centric to who they are. So we just thank you, and once you get hooked, you cannot stop.
I chose Hoops in 2017 and also 2018. It was an honor to run for the students, and I'm an educator, so this is really special to me. The kids is what we're here for, and I hope we continue with that mission.
And reading, I've got a lot better at my reading a lot. And now sometimes I finish my homework like easier because people help me here. So when I have a problem with doing my homework, I get help from other people.
Is there a certain kind of book you like to read the most?
I am going to read Harry Potter.
I just wanted to thank Hoops and Homework for letting me come out and be part of this special anniversary celebration, and wish them the best of luck and continued success in their endeavor and all their programs.
Okay, so that gives you a little introduction, a little bit. So we're very, very proud of all this. All right, so here's another interesting video, I think. Kids having fun on the playground and the staff talking about the program.
I really like this program. It helped my kids to do the homework, and then That was so fun for them. Sometimes they go out with them for the summertime. They enjoy all the places they go with them. My kids really, really love it. They really love the program.
Sounds like a really good program.
Yes, it's a good program. I really love it too because sometimes I don't have time to like do the homework with them, but they help them here. Because me, I'm taking class too. You know.
Nice. What are you studying?
I'm going to nursing.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And your name, please?
I'm sorry? Kelly. Kelly.
Okay.
My name is Kelly.
I love this job. The kids, I've always dreamed of helping them with culture, communication, their education, and just being around them and seeing how they kind of differ and their personalities is just amazing. The main thing that we love to see is all the students helping each other out and learning from each other. It's very educational for us staff here.
Very rewarding, it sounds like, too.
It is. The way you always hear the phrase, you want to be treated how you treat others and how others treat you. So it goes both ways for staff. We learn from the students and the students learn from us, and we just get along great, which is just amazing.
I just really enjoy working with kids. I love the culture in the community. I love how the students support each other and how different the education that all the students learn. But I really enjoy this job. I wanted to work with children. I love how they grow and develop and how they have different personalities. I would love to see them grow up.
So you get a little feel for what's going on down there. Very heartwarming. Caroline was down at one point. Just want to thank, and Ricky again for that playground. The kids just love the playground. Ricky was a big instigator in helping getting that playground done. So this is some of our supporters. There's Charlie again. Let's see what Charlie has to say. So here I was living in Framingham for about 50 years, and I really had never set foot before in South Framingham in the lower income areas. Never had an opportunity to really be in there. So my good friend Charlie Sosiski, who happens to be the mayor now.
It's a good friend to have.
Yes. Well, Charlie was running for selectman at that time, and he was trying to get votes in that area. He took me down, and we walked around, and we watched, and we saw what was going on. And it was not pretty, because there were kids hanging around, and they were getting potentially into trouble with sex and drugs and police.
Mentorship is just a huge thing, and somewhere to go after school in the summer, off hours is just a huge part. It played a role in my life as a child. Many kids in those programs, they have enough disappointment, so you want to have something that's sustainable, something that's consistent. And that's truly the importance of it. You're making a difference, and it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. And to everybody that has a hand in this, I just want to say thank you. It's truly appreciated.
Then at fall town meeting in 2012, I stood up there with Ned Price, and the two of us, because Ned Price lives in that area, the two of us held out our hands and we said, please give us $81,000 so we can kick this off. And the town meeting passed it with a comfortable margin, but they said, don't come back for more.
The program is a brainchild of Herb Chasan, who nurtures it every day. Today's ribbon cutting is a culmination of many months of planning. and fundraising by many volunteers and from donations by many generous supporters.
What he did with that seed money was found an idea that has germinated in 2 locations, and Herb has gone out and drawn people from all over this community into this program, into this dream, into this idea that every child has the opportunity for a great education in Framingham, and some kids just need some extra help after school and don't have the opportunity to get it in some neighborhoods.
This is such a terrific program, and it's an important day. And I do want to thank our Attorney General, our great Attorney General, here for coming and helping to give this program another shot in the arm. Thank you so much for being here to help us celebrate. But I also, to the board, so thank all of the board members are here, the teachers and the staff that are terrific to help excite the kids that are involved in this. And the kids, give yourselves a round of applause, seriously.
So let me take a pause here. Yep. Thank Bill Rapkin back there very much. You saw the access Framingham microphone. Bill has been fantastic doing a lot of taping of these shows. And also another plug to Phil Ottaviani, who was back there 10 years ago, voted yes for Hoops and Homework. So, Phil's a wonderful supporter. All right, now here you get to hear more Healy. When I heard her, I was just blown away. She is just not the typical politician. I don't know how many of you have witnessed Maura Healey, but this was unbelievable.
That one of her biggest priorities was to protect those most in need, particularly children, and especially those children living in communities that didn't always have the resources necessary to make sure kids were getting the help they needed.
It's a treat for me to be here today. Do you guys know what I do? What? No, I'm a lawyer. Yeah. I'm your lawyer. I'm the Attorney General. That's my. Am I what? Are you famous? No, I'm not famous. But. Do you have $1 million? No, I definitely do not have $1 million. But I want you to listen to me, okay? Once upon a time, I was like you, okay? I was a basketball player. I loved basketball. You put your hand up. You're going to be a professional basketball player, right? What's your name? Gianna. I'm Maura. Nice to meet you. So Gianna wants to be a professional basketball player. I got to do that. You know how I got to do that? I studied. I went to high school like these guys and studied, and I got to go to college, and I got to play in college. And because of that, I had a chance to go play overseas for a little bit, and I got to see the world. And when I ran for Attorney General, you know, I had to run to get votes. It was like a competition. It was like a game a little bit. And all the things that I learned in basketball helped me win that election, okay? So know that. How many of you guys play basketball? You all play basketball. You love basketball? It's a great game. What's basketball about?
There's 2 games.
What's basketball about? What's basketball about? Flyers. Teamwork, right? It's a team game. And you learn about discipline and hard work and teamwork and leadership. You learn about working hard. You learn about picking yourself up because, you know, whether you have a bad game or a bad practice, you got to go on. You guys are going to learn all that. It's going to be great. Are you with me? Yes, okay. So I wanted to say thank you, Charlie, for the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much, Herb, for the opportunity to be here to celebrate this program. It doesn't get any better than this. Framingham is such a wonderful, wonderful community, and every time I come to Framingham, I just am inspired. It's a community that celebrates diversity. It is such a community with such engagement. I love to see all the people who are in various committees and involved in politics here. It's so important. You have the best leadership in the state. Always a treat to be with Senator Spilka and Representative Walsh. Thank you for all that you do. And I know firsthand from having the pleasure of meeting and talking to you, whether it's select women like Cheryl or Charlie, you know, this is a community that cares. And that's what this is all about, guys. It's about caring. and it's about showing up and delivering and making possible, opportunities for young people. The other reason I'm happy to be here is because I do love basketball. It's a great thing. And I feel like basketball will give you the skills that you need to be successful. I do know this, though. When I played basketball, my grades were always better in season. Do you guys feel that? Yeah. Yeah. The thing about this program, it's about the homework part of it. And it's about realizing that you're going to be better on the court the better you are in studying and school and working hard, right? So this is a great day for the community. This is a great program, Herb. Thank you so much for the vision and starting something like this. And I'm just so happy to be here today. Even though I don't have sneakers on, I still intend to play a little bit, if that's okay. So are we going to cut a ribbon? Yes.
Now that's unusual. That's our governor, but boy, I know. I just think that she's just such an unusual person, and we're so happy that she came out. It's just really heartwarming. So that's Maura Healy. All right, so let's hear from some of the kids. What do the kids think about the program? Let's see what the kids have to say. Well, you heard one kid who's reading Harry Potter. All right.
And how old are you, Angel?
I'm 9.
And how do you feel about the Hoops and Homework program?
I feel about the Hoops and Homework program like it's a gift.
It's a gift. And what have you learned in the program?
I learned in the program that new things like new strategies to do my homework and read.
And how would you feel if we were no longer here?
No longer here. I'll be sad in my room without doing nothing, and I'll be in my house doing homework all alone. And I have no one to work with me. If I get it wrong, I lose my grades.
And how do you feel about reading?
Reading? I improved.
You have improved in your reading? Okay. And will you be coming to the summer program?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you, Angel.
What about learning? Are you learning a lot? In other words, do the staff really help you with your studies, and does it make a big difference?
Yeah, usually our homework, like, we struggle a lot, stress myself out, but with the staff there, it like helps me. And then when I get home, I know I have to do nothing.
So if Hoops and Homework wasn't there, so you would come home after school, and what would you do if there was no Hoops and Homework? What would happen?
I'd probably struggle all night, not being able to do my homework by myself. That used to happen before, and I'd cry, but now it's like better. Now I get it done.
Sweet. You would actually go home and cry sometimes because you would be upset about, is that right?
Yeah, my parents like wouldn't really know how to help me, and like I don't know, I didn't have the help that I have now.
Well, that's very sweet. That's a nice story. Thank you.
So this is, it's just amazing. The kids would have never had the opportunity to learn how to play the violin, and there it was. Wasn't perfect, but hey. And also, like Kevin Lopez, our new executive director, just said, taking them to the Nutcracker. I mean, they just never would have been able to go. And the thing about homework is that language, many of the parents have Spanish as their primary language, and they cannot help the kids with their homework. So just a sad situation, and that's why we're there, to make a difference. So coming up, this was quite an interesting story here. Somehow or other, we were able to get Channel 5 to do a video, and this little video brought in, let's see, what's it up to? I guess it's up to maybe over $300,000 just because of this one video that you'll see. It's just amazing, and just lucky to get. And also, another big coup was being on the front page of the Boston Globe some years ago, and that brought in a significant amount of money. So we've just been blessed. We've been lucky. Well, I think we have a good mission, a good program, and let's check this out.
Community where kids can come to if they need help with homework, and a place to hang out as well. We maintain a good schedule with equal work, and we help them out with either life problems, and basically kids come to us if they have any problems, any stuff with school, and we help them out. We're very connected with the parents, and we basically is like a growing community. We're not just your average center where kids come to hang out.
Hoops and Homework is actually have computer access, a luxury. The computers here they can access for school project. We do reading here. We do social awareness. We're very one-on-one with the kids. We actually really care about the generation that's coming up.
The area that we live in, a lot of the people who live over here have to work 2 jobs just to get by. So they kind of utilize this place also for a safe haven for their children to come.
Absolutely.
And they know that they're going to be taken care of and they're in the safe spot. They're going to get their homework done, their reading done. And we also try to provide healthy snack for the children as well. Believe it or not, some of these kids who live in this area, the snack that they get might actually be the last thing that they eat until they go to school the next day. This is the most positive thing that we have going on in these children's lives. Actually, I have one student in general. He actually told me this program helps keep him off of the street. That when he comes here, it helps him make positive choices. And to hear a child say that just makes me feel good about what we're doing here.
At least so that I do my homework, because I'm pretty sure if I was at home, I would be like more stressed out while I'm doing my homework and stuff.
Just to make a difference in like even 1 or 2, prayerfully all of their lives is something that is very close to our hearts. And a lot of people in the community, a lot of the parents here, you know what I'm saying, appreciate what we do. Like Dolly said, a lot of people can't afford the luxury, believe it or not, it is a luxury of daycare and someone to watch their kids while they're actually trying so hard to provide for the kids and to have an environment for them to go that is positive, you know, it's needed.
10-year-old Herb Chasan is up for just about anything, even basketball on a slush-covered court. The former business owner, a resident of Framingham for more than 50 years, could be taking it easy, but he's not.
I was retired and looking around for something to do to give back to the community.
What he found was a tucked-away neighborhood that needed help.
This area is the lowest income area in Framingham by far.
So with some seed money from the city, he started Hoops and Homework, an after-school program that offers, yes, help with homework, but also so much more.
That's great, exactly.
Every week, volunteers from the Performing Arts Center of Metro West teach violin. Kids do science and STEM projects, and Babson College students come to help out.
They're really nice. They're really fun to be with. They come every Tuesday.
11-year-old Chrysalie Cupid is in 6th grade. Her mother says this unique program has been helping her since the 1st grade.
They keep
busy, keep fun, because help me a lot to do my daughter homework, especially when I don't understand.
Standing right here, last year we'd be in a swamp.
This past fall, Hoops and Homework got this brand new playground built. The year before, it was the basketball court. Their next project is an expansion.
We were blessed with 2 contractors that agreed to do this.
The additional space will mean they can triple the number of students they serve at this location. They want the kids to feel like this is their place.
The children and the students feel nurtured, they feel supported, and they feel safe, because there have been and has been violence in the area.
Before he ran a business, Chasan was a math teacher for 18 years, so he's happy to help with the homework, but says a lot of his time is spent making sure Hoops and Homework can sustain.
I'm hands-on in the effect that I go like this to my friends. I ask for money.
Always with a smile, because of all the things he's done in life, he says this is the best.
No question, no question. This is by far the most rewarding.
Hoops and Homework runs 2 locations in Framingham, just about 5 minutes apart. Find out more about the work they're doing on WCVB.com. Erica Tarantel, WCVB News Center 5.
Anyway, shout out to Mr. Kevin Giblin, who unfortunately passed away. He was a big supporter, and his son Brendan had a lot to do with building our new center. So we're very, very happy to thank Brendan Giblin and his deceased father, Kevin. And also, Phil introduced me to Kevin Giblin years ago, and we hit it off, as they say. So it was very nice. Also, interesting in that video, you saw one of our staff who's connected. Actually, she used to live in that area, and the fact that she said the food that we give those kids is sometimes the last food that they have before they go to school the next day. In other words, there's really not much at home. A big problem in the area. Food challenged. So it's tough. It's a tough situation. All right, and now you're going to get to hear Kevin Lopez, who's right here, but here's Kevin on video. And this should be executive director. He's been promoted.
Born and raised in Framingham because I had family and friends that lived and still live there to this day. So being part of this program and the role that I'm going to be undertaking right now means a lot to me, because it means that I can instill and impact the lives of a lot of young people and allow them to see the future that they can get to at a level of their choosing. But, you know, obviously giving them some positive mentorship and examples of stories or experiences, or even, you know, just lining them up with people that I know currently that have come from that area and willing to come and mentor and speak and impact their life, just as I've sort of been given the opportunity to do. That, you know, we're here to make changes, to make significant impact in this community, and to allow the students to see everything that Hoops and Homework has offered, can offer, and will offer in the future.
Back then, or even now, the question is, what about drugs? Do you want to talk about that?
I mean, it's a reality, right, of the situation. There's a lot of drug movement in those areas, and at a young age, as I did, a lot of the kids would witness that and will witness drug activity, illegal activity. So if we can sort of not form a bubble, but sort of change their focus, like I mentioned before, to something more positive, and they'll understand that that's not the lifestyle in which they should head to, that they should head to a different form of life, a better form of life. If they see someone that's a few years older than them in a year or two, all of a sudden have brand new clothing, brand new vehicles, that's very, very impactful in their view. And it gives them that falsehood of that's the way to live. And that's not what we're going to try to accomplish, or not. I'm going to try to continue the message of hoops and homework and try to refocus the students. It's all about focusing them on the positive. Yeah.
All right. What about other areas of town? I know I've been in the near Walmart. There's a whole, I think it's Lord Chesterfield. Are you familiar? Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's other pockets of town. Can you see us expanding in other pockets of town?
I really feel like it's gonna become a model where it can go citywide and impact not only the pockets that we are currently in, but different areas throughout the city. So it's all about opportunity and having people provide that for the kids. And if we can do that, it's a win.
Every kid down there, or kids in town, need something called an advocate. In other words, not the mother, not the father, not the teacher, but someone else that the kid can go to, that would be an advocate, that would look out for that kid. Do you see that as, does that ring a bell with you?
Definitely. You need someone else on your side, right? That someone that can assist you in different life choices or counsel you when you need that counsel, that's confidential and relatable. And I know that, and it's about, meeting the students, the young kids, where they're at in regards to their needs, their challenges, their barriers, whatever that might be, us as staff members, us as just adults in the city, and how can we relate to those students, and what can we offer their students to help them or propel them to another level.
Our new executive director, Kevin Lopez, yeah, very well said. So he's got a big job ahead of him, and I think he's psyched, right? Okay. And here he is again. This is another short one.
As Herb alluded to earlier, is they all sort of, the common denominator is advocacy. They need an advocate. There were students that were at a high level of the socioeconomic ladder that needed advocacy. There were students at a low level that needed advocacy. They just needed that extra motivation, that extra fire, or that person that they can relate to, that can be on their side, fight for them. And it's something that I've learned I hold strongly. I needed an advocate growing up. There was multiple role models that were on my side.
Hey, Kevin, wonderful. It just sounds so good. We're lucky to have you. Now, obviously, the summer program is going to be some academic work. Do you think you can motivate these kids to really get into some reading in the summer and do their summer reading? You think, can we do that?
I think with the use of incentives and using some great staff to help motivate and make it not look like work. Right, teach them that reading is fun. I think we can actually capture, and dare I say, ages 3 to 17 if we can. Definitely, we can definitely identify both, all three sort of target age groups, and create just a big, huge citywide program. I'm like speaking big here, but that's where I'm at.
James, why do you like to come to Hoops and Homework?
Because it's fun and you can play a lot of games and learn to do work.
Hey, Madeline, why do you think it's important for people to come help at Hoops and Homework?
I think people should come help because they can help us do our stuff like homework and reading.
Oscar, when you leave Hoops and Homework, once you age out, what do you want to do?
I want to go to
Do you think it's a good idea to have Hoops and Homework in your neighborhood?
because kids have activities to do when they're not in school, and when they are in school, they can come and do their homework.
Andy, why do you like working at Hoops and Homework?
I like working here because there's a purpose behind it. I get to help others.
Okay, so there you go, straight from the horse's mouth. I don't know. To me, being down there, talking to the kids, being with the kids, it's just so rewarding. You really feel like you're doing something. And the fact that the parents don't have to pay a penny, it's a big deal. I mean, they're getting amazing help down there. So here's marathon runners, and as I mentioned, we have Mr. Bob Connolly back there who's running for us. And the question is, why would they do it? Why would they raise money for Hoops and Homework? In 2018, we had 8 runners. This year, we have 8 also, maybe more coming in. And they ran through some of the worst weather in 100 years. So the point is, you never know what these people are going to encounter running the marathon. So let's see what they have to say.
I grew up going to many after-school programs. Those are some of my fondest memories in childhood, which is why I'm a big proponent and supporter of any type of after-school programs. Yeah, I love that. I love your mission. I got your website and your videos were wonderful. And there's so many bright children that are just underutilized, and not recognized or don't have the confidence. So I love that you pull that out of the kids. And
for homework is kind of the foundation of those communities because you're helping children, and that builds a foundation for them later on in life. You can have other community-based organizations, but this is fundamentally the base.
So I was really passionate about picking Hoops and Homework. In fact, I almost immediately knew that I wanted to go with the organization because it works so closely with Cameron Middle School where I work. When I go to school, I see students that are in situations that are less than ideal, whether it's how they were brought up or their home circumstances, whatever it may be. I've always been thinking, how can we help these students more? What can we do to give them the education and the support they need? And I think this is the perfect organization to do that.
Bought a home on Central Street in Framingham 2 years ago. Me and my wife were really intentional about wanting to come to Framingham because I think it's a really great community. But I think it still struggles with something that a lot of communities in our country struggle with, which is income inequality and just economic disparity. And I think this is a program that is designed to try to tackle that, maybe in just one small element or way, but it's a way that I care a lot about and I'm really excited to fundraise for.
Everything they're dealing with at home and the way that school is structured for them, it just made it really hard for people to catch up once they were behind. And I think at a certain point, they felt like everyone else had given up on them, so they might as well give up on themselves, And so to me, I feel like just if having some place to go or something to help out, just to get some stuff done, it's just really helpful to try to get people, try to get encouragement and try to get people so that they don't give up on themselves, because I don't think anyone should ever feel like they can't learn, because everyone can learn.
Yeah, so why hoops and homework? So first I'll say there's a combination. So education, and specifically education and opportunities for children, has, for as long as I can remember, been near and dear to my heart. Children who didn't have as many opportunities as other people do. And when I saw what hoops and homework does and the opportunities that it gives kids who just don't have everything handed to them on a silver platter, and this kind of levels the playing field, and just gives them not only education but also other amazing after school and summer type activities and programming, sports, mentors, and adults and leaders in the community that can be role models, and just and really help them. I just said I've got to do this, and I'm just so privileged and proud to be able to raise money to support an organization that serves kids in this way.
You did it! This is your day. I love you. I have everything you need. Just keep moving. Priscilla Souza just crossed the finish line of the Boston Marathon. There it is. All right, now we got to walk back to Hopkinton. It's funny.
I'm just blown away by these runners, blown away. And there's Bob Conley, he's going to do it this year. He's done 26 marathons. Unbelievable. And the weather, you saw the weather. That's Priscilla Souza, our new state rep, running in 2018. And there she told me the story. She's coming down Boylston Street. It's just, and she was ready to quit. So emotional. And she kept thinking of these kids right there, these kids. And she had to finish, and she did it. It's just amazing. So you never know what they're going to run into. But, and the other, of course, you got to realize that they're on the hook for $5,000 that they have to raise to get that bib to run. They have the privilege to run, and the training all the time, just horrendous training. So hats off to those marathon runners. Amazing. And by the way, Sarah, who I featured in, she raised, I think, over $9,000 for us. She's just amazing, amazing person. We've had others like that. But they've all made their minimums. They've all, made enough money. So this is what's going on. Okay, question time. All right, reactions. Unless there's no reactions, I got more stuff.
Yeah, thank you for coming here and telling us about the program. It's an excellent program, and I did
really know that much about him, so I appreciate you being here. Where is the playground? Where is the center? Where is the basketball court? And where do you hope to build? You said Okay, so the answer is, and like I said in one of the videos, I've never been down there. It's just tucked away. So anyway, driving on 135 from Framingham to Natick, just before you enter Natick, on the right is the area. It's like in a triangle between Beaver Street and Waverly Street, just before the Natick line. So we are in a neighborhood, and it was in one of the videos, and we transformed that neighborhood. The neighborhood is pretty glum and pretty grim. And again, it's the lowest income neighborhood. So the first thing we did, we built a basketball right there in the neighborhood, and then the brand new playground, again thanks to Ricky, and then the new learning center thanks to Kevin Giblin and Brendan Giblin. So they're all right there in that section. And about a 5-minute walk away, we are sharing a room with the Framingham Housing Authority. So we do have the two programs, and the Housing Authority, of course, is upgrading that section. But so does that answer your question? Yeah.
What's the street?
So the street, we're right off of 2nd Street on Interfaith Terrace. That's one location. And the other location is right off of Beaver Street near the, it used to be the Woodrow Wilson School, Leland and Beaver in that section. Yes, Harmony Grove right now. Right.
Mine is more of a comment. My name's Lois Ludwig. I'm part of the Framingham Cultural Council. Every year we give grants to 40+ organizations in the community, one of which is Hoops and Homework. Actually, two of which is Hoops and Homework. So I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that we are invested in your program, and we're very pleased to be able to support you as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Lois. Really appreciate it. Just before we, I just want to recognize two people I saw come in late. Susan Petroni from The Source, big supporter of Hoops and Homework. Thank you, Susan, so much. And our good friend Janet Leah Bruno, who was there 10 years ago, town meeting, voted yes for the program. So thank you.
Me and Stuart I'd like to know how many students do you currently have in the program, and how many years do they normally stay in the program?
Kevin Lopez, again, newly appointed executive director. We have 33 students currently in the program. And the average, it's a school-age program, ages 5 to 14. So if you get in early, you're basically there until you age out. And the parents obviously value the program so much that they won't pull the kids up earlier than that. They stay from 5 to 14 or 2 or 3 years, whatever their families or whatever the need is.
I just want to comment also that, as I mentioned, some of these things like the Channel 5 video and the front page of the Globe have allowed us to expand. And now we've made the commitment to hire some staff to help Kevin expand into different neighborhoods. So we really have big plans to serve the underserved, the needy kids. I call them disadvantaged and underprivileged. That's what I call them, but they're needy kids. They need help. The families need help.
Herb, I have a quick question though. For donations and things like equipment, books, are you looking for those type of things for the spots, or is it something that if people wanted to donate, are you able? Do you take that?
The answer is yes. Yes to all.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's all. You can contact us if you just do a Google search, Hoops and Homework, Framingham. A lot of stuff will come up, including our website, but if you want more information. it's out there. Also, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot of videos. A lot of these videos are on YouTube. You just have to do a search also, Hoops and Homework, Framingham. Question?
Hey, thank you. It sounds like a great organization. How were you impacted by the COVID pandemic, and have you fully recovered and returned to normal operations?
Okay, good question. So we were shut down by the pandemic, but we got deliveries. We have been, and we're getting deliveries of food. And as you heard, food is a big deal for the families who live there. So what we did was distribute food even after the program was shut down. We had food distribution. So we really never shut down. The staff was there. The staff was paid. We love our staff. And then as things started coming back, we did remote. We had the kids come in instead of going to school. A lot of the parents, most of the parents were given laptops for the kids, so we had the kids come in because at home, God knows what was going on. I mean, the apartments are small. The kids needed a space to work during the pandemic. So they were supervised, so we really did a lot for the kids during the pandemic. And right now, of course, we're back to normal. But it was a challenging time, but we were there. We took care of them. We really never gave up. And even I just remembered also, we would distribute educational materials when the kids really couldn't even come in at all at the very beginning. So we really care about those kids. Anything else?
Hi, are you prepared for ESL? Are there children who come to you who are non-English speaking at all?
So yes, the answer is yes, of course. A lot of the staff, including Kevin, speak Spanish, and as I said, that's really the primary language.
Portuguese too?
Portuguese? Not so much. Not so much Portuguese, no. Spanish is it. We have some other languages. I was trying to work with some people that were on Creole, spoke Creole. And so what I would do, very interesting. You know, these things here, these cell phones. Well, you can translate. So if I wanted to talk to them, I would, look it up and translate it, and it worked like a charm. And then we ran some programs in helping the parents. That's another one of our goals, to bring the parents in to learn English. They want to learn English. And in Framingham, the English ESL is always oversubscribed. So we're trying to do our part to help the parents with their English. And a lot of them, as you saw in the video, they really have a tough time with English, very tough.
Have you tracked the educational advancement of former members over time for students who have been with you and since left? Have any of them gone to college or vocational school or gotten any unusually good jobs that they wouldn't have gotten if not for your program?
Right. So I can think of two, and they may be in one of these videos. Two of them come to mind. One was graduated and went on to work in childcare, because it was near and dear to her heart. The other one also ended up working in childcare, so they do well. So they need this extra boost, and we're going to do more tracking in the future of how these kids make out. The statistics are overwhelming that kids that are in those programs do better in school, they thrive in school. Reading is such a big deal. And again, if we have time for a video, some of the kids are way behind in their reading level, which is such a crime. So, because they're not going to do well in life. We want them to really give back also. Contribute to society.
I'm Janet Lambruno. I was one of these, I'm on the city council, and I probably 15 years ago, 12 years ago, Herb came in and he had this great idea for the children. And we just said, okay, Herb, how much is it going to cost? And it was only $80,000. And I remember when you're doing a budget at town meeting, only $80,000 to fund something for 1 year. It's a pipe dream. We didn't laugh, but we kind of, okay, Herb, well, here we are 10 years later, and he was able to sustain this program that really has helped so many kids. And I know many of you here, heard about it, but you really might not know a lot about it. I'm also on the Framingham Housing Authority. I'm the governor's appointment. So I've been on that committee for like 6 years now. And so it's in part of our program with the Housing Authority. So there's a lot of crossover help that there's a lot of people that help. And Herb was not able to do this on his own, but he was able to, we maybe say harass, maybe harass might be too strong a word, but maybe not. And he's done this now. This is 10 years, and we have, you see Herb coming, and everyone's like, oh God, hide your wallet, because he will literally, take your wallet when you open it, and then if you don't have money on you, he now has a credit card thing right on his, pulls it right out. So he's always able to get people to give up, step up, and we've been lucky to really have Herb. He's really been the one who has kind of pushed us forward, and I know that there's been a lot of new people that have come in and taken it over, the board. Kevin's been phenomenal, and, the kids are great, and we were there with the mayor for the playground. That was in October, maybe, September. It was just an amazing program for these kids because it gives them hope, and you go in and they would be doing God only knows what, and even the parents say, I don't know where my kids would be without this program. So it's a gem we have in Framingham, and I just wanted to give it a plug. And we actually going to meet with her because we have some basketballs that we got at our Toys for Tots party. We'll hook up, and it's a great organization. If you guys ever want to just stop by and drop off some basketballs or art supplies or whatnot, and just to see what they do in there. And it's really a gem in our community. So I just wanted to say hats off to her, and I owe you.
I owe you, Janet. Thank you. Janet Liam Bruno, City Councilor at Large, voted yes 10 years ago. And also I got to mention Terry Banerjee again, who helped us through that time. Terry was the town moderator 10 years ago, and just an amazing story. But a lot of luck, as I said, being on the front page of the Boston Globe, actually twice. During the pandemic, we were on the front page of the Inside, the Globe, and this WCVB TV spot. So, just amazing. Thanks again, Janet. You're nominated for the salesperson in chief. Thank you very much.